Hello and welcome back, and today I've got a little review. I've had a company approach me and they wanted me to try out this product of theirs, and it's the Hohem isteady M6 Gimbal. So we'll do a very quick unboxing, and then I've probably got to get it charged up, and then we'll go through it and get it out in the field and see what it actually does. It's a phone gimbal, and it looks like it's got the light, and I think there's a remote with it and things like that. So let's get it unboxed and see what's inside. So as you can see, still in the wrapper, not even had a look at it yet. Now they have sent it me for free as long as I give it a review, so I will give it my honest opinion. I'm not very experienced with the gimbals. I don't normally use them because I don't normally use my phone to vlog, but maybe this will change in the future. Okay, how do I get it open? So first of all, I can see it's got a very nice case indeed. Very, very nice. Very well padded, very well made. So yes, nice little tripod. You could use that for quite a few things. That'd be handy. Just take that. Like that. Could be just a little selfie stick of its own. Like it. So it does look an high quality product, I must admit. That is an high quality product, so I'm going to have to study this to see how it works. And I think you have to balance it. You slide it along where you balance and things like that. So we will get it charged up. It's got the thread at the bottom there for the tripod. That sits there. It goes on there like so. Oh, I like that. That's a quality bit of gear. What we've got here, we've got the power cable, nicely boxed. Got two leads actually. One's a USB-C, as a USB-C, and then a USB to a USB-C, so that's for the charger. That's interesting. The instructions, which we'll have to have a look at. So I will get this set up and then I'll review that part of it, see how easy it is to set up, and then we'll go and use it in the field. But look at the quality of the case. Look at that. Got velvet in a case. That is superb. Absolutely superb. I'm impressed with it already. So I've done a bit of studying on it, watched one or two YouTube videos, which is probably the easiest way to do it, and what I'll try and do is put some links below to some of the videos I've watched that go through everything that this gimbal can do, but I'll go through everything quickly with you. So the first thing is, it's a very nice grip. We've got the power source there to charge, and then there's a power source there to charge your battery as you're using it. So the first thing we would do is mount the phone like it says. If we just unlock like so, and then we would mount the phone as you normally would, with the camera facing that side, and we get it balanced with the, I don't know, see that slider there? There's a slider there with a little lever. You just slide that backwards and forwards to balance it. So we'll power up by holding the power button, and we just watch the display come on till it completely says the product's name, and then that's on, ready to go. We've got a record button here, a little zoom lever here to zoom in and out, the little joystick to move it left and right, up and down as you would. We've got the M button here for the different modes, PF, and all it means is different parts of the gimbal that are locked, and there's one or two different settings there. Again, not gone through them all, just sort of learning as I go along sort of thing. We've got the buttons on the side. This is a focus ring, and it also does the pitch, the roll, and it's also a button. So if I just put it back on the side and we'll just turn that around to face us, we'll switch that on, and then that flashes just to mean to say that's activated. So if we just hold that middle button down, that'll activate the light then. And then there's different procedures to control the brightness of the light. You won't see that on the video, but the brightness of the light. And then if we, do we press it? That's for the focus. Let's hold that back down. Just switch that off. And it's got a multicoloured light, the RGB light. We've also got a trigger button. If I just turn that around, there's a trigger button here. That little switch there is to lock it when we're not using it. There's a trigger button there, so the trigger button has one or two different functions. One of them is if you just press and hold, puts it into sports mode. If you double tap, for example, so say if we've offset there and we want to reset it back to the centre, we double tap and we'll move it back to the centre. If we click it 3 times, it'll spin it and do sort of a selfie, and if to return, just click it 3 times again. If we click it 4 times, what that does is bring that gear to the back, so if you've got a wide angle lens on, it's not in the way. And just to change that back, we just click it 4 times again, and that'll put it back in location, into the central location again. And that's pretty much the gimbal side of things. All the other 2 buttons, which are very handy, this A and B button. I wanted to get it to pan from left to right. I'll put it in the start position. We'll choose that as A. A is the top button, so we'll keep it pressed down until it makes that noise. That's locked that in position now. So now we'll move it right over to the right hand side. We'll hold the B button till that pings, and then we'll just press the A button once, and that'll return to the position where the A starts. So we want it to go from A to B, so if we double tap on B, that will start rotating and panning now. The other feature I really like is this little thing on top here. It's a magnetic fitting, so that's really nice. It just drops on the top and it works either way, obviously whichever way you're facing. And that's the sensor and the light. So to work the sensor, we've got hand gestures, and that will then track you. So to make it track your face, if you do a OK sign, that will then, it's now tracking. So when I move left and right, it's now tracking. And if I want to stop the tracking, I'll then put my hand up, fingers nice and open, and then I'll stop tracking. Okay, we'll get out in the field and have a good look at it. So we've come out to the woods. We've just had a shower. I haven't brought my rain jacket. Took it out of the bag before I come out. Stupid. I know. So we're having a look at the new gimbal that's been sent to me by Hohem. So yeah, we're going to review the isteady M6, and I must admit, first impressions, having not using a gimbal, I'm not used to using a gimbal. I did own one a while ago. It's in the drawer somewhere, and because of this, the new stabilisation in these cameras, do need a gimbal. This one's a bit different though. One of the things it can do, it can track me, which is a great advantage. And the other thing, obviously, you can set it to do for time lapses, so more hyperlapse type thing. But I do like it because of the fact that it can track you.
The other thing is I have been doing a little bit of residential videography for a local firm. So this again is ideal. Now they've sent me this to keep and to look at and review. And I didn't want to really spend too long on in the office reviewing it. I wanted to get out there and actually see what it can do and any pitfalls and things like that. One thing they didn't send, which I'm a little bit gutted, is the cable. And I bought a cable to keep it charged and it's too thick, so I'll have to change that. They send one for the an Android phone with a USB-C, but not for the iPhone. So that's one thing we need to I'll need to address. I'll need to get a cable. Features on it, it's got some fantastic features. Like I say, one of the things is this little thing, and this is a magnetic light, and it's also a tracker. It'll track you. It's a sensor. It's a AI sensor for tracking. It can also track subjects as well, so I can select, say, a flower, and it will lock onto that, and then I can move around, pan around with it, and do so. That's what I like about it. And the other thing I like about it is hand gesture. That will now track me. Obviously, the camera's facing the other way. Maybe I should have turned the camera around. So we'll do that. I turn the camera around, so it's doing a selfie of me. That's tracking my face now. As I pan around, it should track me by giving the OK signal. So that's pretty cool, especially when if you're vlogging walking along, or you want to do a bit more cinematic stuff, walking past the camera, things like that. I can just set it down and let that track me. And then to stop it, it's just a hand gesture. That's stopped. It's pretty instant. What I've found is if you keep your hands open when you do it, it seems to work better. And the same when you give it the OK sign, if you just keep the fingers open, it seems to work a little bit better. So as you can see, I'm out in the fields now, in my local lone tree, my favourite lone tree. Took many a photo of this place. So I wanted to try a hyperlapse, and what I've actually done is I've actually managed to get my action camera to fit it. Fits quite nice actually, but you can still control things on the phone as well. So I've set the A to B point for 30 minutes, and I've got the Osmo Action running on a time lapse, so it should pan around within 30 minutes. I'm just going to leave it 30 minutes. While I'm doing that, I'm going to grab myself an image, maybe some long exposures and some quicker shots of my lone tree, but it's a long exposure shot I was looking for. And obviously, really, it's to come and try the gimbal out. So that's running. So I'm really interested to see the footage. Let me just point you around the way so you can actually, which is the best way. There we go. Bit of side light. Yeah, so I'm going to catch some shots with that. Time lapse with that. Leave that running. Hopefully that will work quite nice. I'll show the footage. But I really wanted to finish the review off of this gimbal and my fors and against. The fors, it can do something like this. I like the tracking mode, I like the light, I like how it can keep your phone charged and things like that. That's a definite benefit. The actual gimbal side of it, I would say, it's probably slightly better stabilised than the action cam, because that's pretty good. This camera isn't as stable, so you probably see that now. It's not quite as good. So maybe the gimbal that takes this camera, this Sony ZV-E10, would be more preferable for me. If you're using the phone, no brainer. It's I don't know what these new phones are like with they're in stabilisation. Probably really good, but it's not for me. It's not the gimbal that I'm going for. It's the accessories to it. That's what I like about that. It's the things that it can do. Yeah, so against it's another thing to carry for me. That is, if you're vlogging or doing things like that, or working with it with your video camera, or with your iPhone or with your phone, then that doesn't even come into it. But I carry a lot of gear, so I'll use it in certain circumstances. The need to do two cables, one for the USB-C and one for the iPhone. That should be in the package, in my opinion. It's just my opinion, or at least give a link to buy one. But the price of it should be in the package. That's pretty much my main criticism is it's the cable. Everything else is excellent. Its build quality is second to none. What it can actually carry in weight is probably the best on the market. Everything works really well. It's easy to work. It will take a little bit of time to get used to it, as in what buttons do what and where, especially the first time. But I've been out twice. This is the third time I've been out with it, and I've pretty much got most of it sussed. So that's good. Yeah, so negatives is put another cable in. Come on, it's a cable. It's a couple of quid. It's a cable. Put it in so people can use it. Bang, straight off. Rather than trying to buy one and buying the wrong one, then I've got to buy another one. isteady M6, this is the kit as well. The kit means it's got that sensor on the top. You can buy it without the kit. I think it's about 170, 160 pound for the basic without the sensor. £209. This is in July 2023, and it's at £209. This is all on Amazon. I'll put a link in the description below. Yeah, so it's not cheap, but I would definitely go. If you buy just the basic, you're going to be gutted. If you want, you're going to need the sensor. You need it. 209 quid. Extra little bit more. Get it. Make sure you add that cable. I hope you've enjoyed this little review. If you have, please like and subscribe. I don't normally do many reviews, very little actually. It's more photography, van life, while camping, things like that. If you enjoyed it and you like my images and things like that, please subscribe or at least give us a thumbs up. Okay, thanks for watching so much, really do appreciate it, and I shall catch you soon.
Shooting me with words, but I won't let them bruise. Even though it hurts, I won't show it to you, 'cause it will ricochet. I won't let it bite. I will look at you and tell you that I'm alright. Like a ricochet, it will come back to you. Let me tell you, not because my eyes are open, your words will keep bouncing away. And even if you're trying to